What is up, guys? Skyly here. Today we are doing a live ERB tier list, and you guys be seeing on YouTube. I have finally watched all the ERBs. I know I have 3 more to upload, but I've already recorded those, so they'll be coming out eventually. But I wanted to finally do a tier list of all of them. I see like that's the thing that people do, and we're gonna be trying to go in order. One of them is not gonna be in order because I grabbed it on accident. I don't remember the exact placements of it. But yeah, for all the YouTube viewers, please go check out the stream, like Chad is saying down below. And we'll start off with John Lennon, the John Lennon battle. So I'm gonna be honest, mostly all the season one battles are pretty mid, if not low tier. ERB's writing wasn't really defined yet, and if you're comparing them to the newer seasons, I mean, they really just don't compare. So although it is its first I'm probably gonna put I'm probably man, I this is in I'm gonna put it in D tier due to the fact that it was a good start. And then if we go to the next one is Adolf Hitler versus Darth Vader, part one. I think part one, this really where ERB had really it was really solid writing here for sure. So I think I'm gonna put this one in B tier because although it was a season one battle, it actually had some solid writing. I will definitely say the ones further on definitely continued on was pretty good, but the first one, I think this is a good standard when it comes to the season ones. And then I would say Chuck Norris versus Abraham Lincoln is just as low. They just when it came to Chuck or Abraham talking about Chuck Norris, it was all a ton of memes and stuff like that, and they kind of just did that, and it wasn't really good for writing wise. And I want to let you guys know I'm probably going. You should put all of the. No, I'm not gonna put them all together because they're all different battles. What's up, Adrian? But and Sarah Palin, we already know that battle is one of the worst ones by far. So that one's an easy F tier. Hulk Hogan, the Hulk Hogan versus Jim battle. What do we put this one? This one was pretty bad to be honest. Uh, Timothy Delgado, I think coming in was really cool, but it it wasn't that great in my opinion. Was it as Sarah Palin bad? Not really, but it really wasn't that good either. I guess it was. We'll put it here. Now, the Beethoven versus Justin Bieber battle. I definitely say it was a better season one battle for sure. But was it better than these? I think I'd put it a little bit over. This is what ERB kind of hit its thing here. Um, yeah, I'll put it here. And then we have Stephen Hawking versus Albert Einstein. This is a pretty good battle to be honest. The costumes weren't as good yet, but they learned a lot with this, and this one's pretty good. I would actually, man, I'd probably put this one in A tier to be honest. This was actually a really good battle. This, in my opinion, yeah, I agree with Corm. This is probably my favorite season one battle. That it competes with Dr. Seuss with Watsky. And this one had one of my favorite guests. You guys all know who this is. One of the guest appearance on this one, and someone who'd come quite a lot. So I'm gonna put in A tier for sure. Yep, Zach Sherwin is the homie. I think A is a good tier because the costumes weren't there. The writing was really good. It was it was one of the best. Okay, now Easter Bunny versus Genghis Khan. This battle is one of the worst ones in my opinion, and you could not get me to disagree. This battle was really bad. And the costume was weird. The voice was weird. I just feel so bad. S tier, S tier. Napoleon. Ooh, shout out to the homie for the follow. I'm gonna try not to talk about my alerts too much, but thanks so much for the follow quest. Okay, so Napoleon versus Napoleon is next, and it had a really good intro for it had a really good intro for a season one battle, but overall it wasn't that good. I'm gonna actually let me edit this on the fly. Um, but where would I put this? It's definitely a solid battle. Oh my god, everyone following. I appreciate everyone following. I think a B tier is a really good solid place for it. I agree with Quest to be honest. It fits right. It had really solid writing, but it wasn't anything crazy, nothing too special, but nothing bad. For a season one battle, it was just on point. Now we have Billy Mays with the ShamWow guy with the homie Benjamin. This one battle wasn't too great, but it wasn't too bad either. I think C tier is really solid for this. Um, it was I wouldn't put it in that level with Darth Vader, but I wouldn't put it in the level with John Lennon. I think this is a solid spot for it. Okay, so we got Gandalf versus Dumbledore, one I just did a breakdown on recently. I think D tier is really solid for this. I learned a couple new things about it, but it wasn't really too great. It was just there. Just like another season 1 battle. It was just there. I don't think it was as good as the whole Billy Mays one. Okay, now Watsky coming in for his first battle with Dr. Seuss versus Shakespeare. I think Watsky really carried this battle, if I'm going to be honest. The Thing 1, Thing 2 thing that came out, I did not really care for Thing 1, Thing 2. Lloyd coming out here looking hella goofy in his costume and those voices, I didn't really care for. I don't think it's the best battle in season 1, but I think it's gonna go in B or C. I think and the only reason why it's high is because of Watsky alone. I didn't like Dr. Seuss's verse at all. Like nothing he said, in my opinion, was really that great. It was a Watsky carry, and I don't think like both Einstein and Hawking here both had good verses. Darth Vader and Hitler both had good verses. Napoleon and Napoleon both had good verses. I don't think Watsky carried hard enough to put it on that level with the Hawking and Einstein. So I'm going to put it in B, but I get what for the Watsky viewers, you may really think this one goes there. Okay, Mr. T one. Honestly, I didn't care for the Mr. T battle. I recorded the reaction on it already. Like I said before, I've actually done all of these. I've actually recorded all the reactions. I just haven't uploaded them yet. Mr. T1, I really didn't care for. I may actually... It's probably in the middle of D and F, to be honest. I really didn't like this battle too much. Actually, I'm going to put it in D. I think I'm in F. I'm going to put it in F, and then we got the Explorer battle, Columbus versus Kirk. Honestly, yeah, if I'm gonna put this one here, I think I'm gonna put it right here. I think I'm gonna put it in D. I really didn't care for the Mr. T battle myself. I get if some of you guys like it, but for me, I didn't really care for it that much. Okay, and now the creator battles. Pete versus Lloyd. Honestly, I like the second one more. I like how they brought the other characters in. I really like the second one a lot more, and it was a solid battle. Man, I really don't think it's better than. I'll definitely have to organize these by tiers later, but man, I think I'm gonna put it in C. It wasn't too bad, and it wasn't too good. I think that's a solid part for it. Okay, and next we're doing Adolf Hitler 2 versus Darth Vader 2. Is this the one where Adolf just smacked Darth Vader? Or is that the third one? No, the third one is where Darth Vader smacked Adolf. So I actually didn't really like that part. I think man, do I think it's as good as the first one? I think it's real solid, and I did like the intro. And I do think this is very one-sided in my opinion, and I really don't like one-sided battles. I don't think they're... I like it with both sides. I don't like to come out of it knowing, hey, I know this person won for sure. I think that really takes away from the battle aspect of itself. So I'm going to put it in B tier. Leonidas versus the Spartan. I know there's a lot of people really like this battle. Or Master Chief, that is. I didn't really care for this battle too much myself. I thought it was okay. I really like the different dynamic, but I didn't really care for it too much. Oh no, season 1's was way bigger than you thought. Season 2 was started with this one, so we're in season 2 now. So I'm gonna put this one in C tier. I didn't think it was that great, but I didn't think it was that bad. Okay, now the Wright brothers versus Mario and Luigi. I didn't really care for this battle too much myself. As you can see, my tier list actually it gets a lot better the further they are. Rhett and Link are cool. I think they're really cool, but I don't feel like there was a whole lot said. I remember they talked about the biplane. They talked about they made a lot of little Mario reference, but I didn't think it was anything too crazy. I like the visuals of it. I think ERB did really good with the visuals with this one. But as substance, as someone who cares so much about substance, what's up, Swisky? I'm glad you're here. You're gonna do this kind of thing. I'll definitely check yours out, and I appreciate you leaving the comment on the video. I think I'm gonna put this one in C tier. I don't think it was as bad as the ones down here. It was definitely not too great. Okay, now this is a lot of people's favorite. We have oopsie, I didn't mean to do this. We have Michael Jackson versus Elvis Presley. I actually really like this battle. This one definitely is in the top echelon of battles for me, and one of the best early battles in my opinion. One of the best, and this is where they transitioned within the battle with Mike getting high, or with Mike turning into older Mike and Elvis being fat Elvis. This is really close here. Now, this is really dependent on what I want to do with this tier list, because I don't think S tier is going to be very heavy. I think I'm going to have at max maybe 5 battles in S tier. But I really like I really like this battle. But for now, I think we're gonna put this in S tier. That may change to A plus later because I kind of want to cap how many are, because I don't want to have like 8 million S tier. That doesn't make sense in my opinion. Okay, we got Marilyn Monroe versus Cleopatra. Has one of the most savage bars ever in history. But I don't think the battle was all that great. It had some good lines, and it was really short. I think this one was really short, and that took away from it. Um, it wasn't insanely good, but it wasn't that bad either. I think I'm gonna put in upper. I think I'm gonna put it in B tier. Um, I'm gonna put it at the top of B tier though. I think this one goes in between bottom of A or top of B. And the reason why is it was really good for an early battle, but once we get to the later battles, I think you'll see why. Because later on, this one doesn't compare to the other ones. I think it doesn't fit in as well. Okay, so we got Steve Jobs versus Bill Gates. Definitely a lot of people's favorites, and it had a great appearance by Hall. Definitely a classic, but looking back at it now, I think it's very nostalgia heavy. I don't think it's an S tier at all. I don't think it's an S tier. It was good. It was a good battle, but it is an S tier battle. I don't think it's an S tier battle. I think it's an A B battle. I think Hall came in was really good. I think Steve Jobs, it was really cool how they pulled it off. It had some solid lines. I think I'm going to put it in B tier for now. Keep in mind, I may adjust this later depending on where the other battles place. Thanks so much for the follow again. Okay, Freddie Mercury versus Frank Sinatra. I actually really liked this battle on a musical sense. I don't think the battle was all that great. I really liked the portrayal of Freddie Mercury in this battle. Frank Sinatra was all right. They had some good lines, but I only liked Freddie Mercury's verse, and I like how they portrayed his character. I think they did it real well. But when it came to and I think that's what carried the battle in my opinion. Sinatra was all right. So I'm gonna put this one in B tier as well. Okay, Barack Obama versus or Barack Obama versus Mitt Romney. I think this one's an A tier. The first presidential battle was actually really good. The guest, what is the guy's? Can you guys remind me what the guest appearance is? By the way, A. Oh yeah, the Frank Sinatra character was Alpha Cat. Alpha Cat, yes, Alpha Cat. Alpha Cat did a great job. His kick was really cool, and he played Barack Obama perfectly. He did it so well. So I think he did really well, and the bars were there. So I think A is a really good one for that one, for the first one. Okay, now we have the Doc battles. I didn't really care for this battle. I think it's all right, but I don't think it was. I don't think it was all that amazing. I think I'm gonna have to make the tier list a little bit bigger because let me make it. Let me do this for now. Let me. I think it was like low B tier in my opinion. Probably low B tier. Actually, I'd probably put it in C tier. Come to think of it, because I don't think it was better than Justin Bieber versus Justin Bieber, the Justin Bieber battle. Okay, I'm gonna leave this like this for now. Sorry, I'm kind of editing this on the fly. Clint Eastwood versus Bruce Lee. I actually really like this battle. I thought this battle was really cool. It had really savage bars. I really liked the portrayal of Bruce Lee. Um, and I really liked Lloyd's play of Clint Eastwood. It had the savage bars, very edgy for nowadays. Even looking back at it nowadays, it would be edgy, and I think that's what made it really cool. I think this is a really good early battle. Is it A plus? I could see it in maybe A plus. I do, and that's the one problem I have with it, Gabe. Is I do think it was very one-sided. Bruce had a couple good lines, but Clint destroyed him. And like I said, a one-sided battle leaning on one side too much isn't what I really like. Because I think majority of the people came out of that thinking Clint won. But the only reason why I'm gonna put it in A is because of how good they played their characters and how good the lines were in it. I don't think it's A plus material. Okay, we have Batman versus Sherlock Holmes. I didn't really care for this Bat verse that much. Batman really sucked. I really liked how Sherlock Holmes kind of deduced Batman, I do think Zach carried for sure. Robin was all right. Robin was better than Batman in my opinion, but I don't think this battle was all too great. I think I'll put it right near these because it was cool, and I do think Zach carried, but he carried too much, and it was fucking Batman. How could you do Batman so poorly, in my opinion? Um, okay, so now we got Santa versus Moses with Snoop Dogg, and I think this battle wasn't too bad, but I didn't think it was too great. I do think Snoop Dogg carried. Um, I didn't like the elves, to be honest. I didn't like the elves coming in. Elves didn't really care. This is that low C or high D in my opinion. I really didn't care for this battle. I'm gonna put it in high D. I may put it in late C later on, but yeah, that's just my opinion. Okay, so now we're gonna go with boy versus girl battle, or Adam versus Eve, which is the battle of gender tropes, which I thought was fun. I thought it was goofy, but I didn't really care for it too much. Generally, I thought the writing wasn't too bad, but it was kind of predictable. But I don't think it was Sarah Palin versus Genghis Khan bad. But I don't think it was. I think it's low D tier. I'd probably put it. I think low D. I don't think it was Sarah Palin bad. Nah, guys, I don't think it was Sarah Palin bad because Sarah Palin and Genghis Khan are just, in my opinion, just on their own, bad. So yeah, that's why. Okay, so Martin Luther King versus Gandhi. I actually really like this battle. I think this is an easy A plus tier for me. Um, I re- or I really like how they brought in each sides. The bars were here, everything. Like I feel like this, and Key and Peele's first appearance here. Like I think everything was just good. This was just a really good all around, and that's what I agree. It was on the shorter side, but I think the writing was just there the entire time, and I think it's an easy A plus. I don't think it reached the upper echelon of C, but it's definitely an A plus battle. Okay, so we have. Look at this. I actually really fuck with this battle right here. The inventor battle. I where would I put this? I think this is a really good beefy battle with the history. Really good history. Is it A plus or is it A? It definitely falls in the higher. I do think the flow was good and the lines were personal because these people actually knew each other IRL. And I think that's what made it so good. I'm gonna put it in high A for now. If we don't have as many A plus battles, I'll move it higher. It's definitely in the high A, low A plus, but it's definitely a really good battle. I may move it up higher. Okay, super one-sided battle. We all know this one. Athlete battle. Um, I think this is stupid one-sided, really stupid one-sided. Armstrong got his other nut tore off here. Um, I think it's, and I think that's why I'm gonna put it a little bit lower. I thought the visuals were really cool, and I thought Ruth killed it. Or not Ruth, sorry, Bonds. But where do I do it? I think I'm gonna put it low B. Or no, sorry, Ruth, not Bonds. What the hell? I'm getting confused. I think I'm gonna put it lower. I think I'm gonna put it. Yeah, I think this right here is a good. It was too one-sided for me. It was really one-sided. I think that's a big problem for me. I agree. How could they not be one-sided? But it's supposed to be a battle. I don't think battles should be one-sided. It really takes away from it for me, especially someone who's reviewing it. Okay, so we got Skrillex versus Mozart. I think I really like this battle, nostalgia-wise, but looking back at it, they had a couple good bars, but it was kind of just goofy. Like it has the good nostalgia battle, but I feel the same thing about this, how I feel about Beethoven versus Justin Bieber. I think it was a better one. I think they did a better job with it, but they kind of just feel the same to me. They kind of have the same dynamic. Oh, I'm the older school guy. I'm the new school guy. You're old. My music's new. It does better. Um, but they just kind of played out the exact same. To me, it really just seemed like the same battle twice, just with different characters. Copy and paste this here. That's just my opinion on it. Okay, this is one of my favorite battles. Rasputin versus Stalin with so many appearances. This one's definitely the S tier for me. I think this is like their biggest battle at the time, and I think they played this one so well. Everyone who came in had a different feel to it entirely. This is just overall a real good battle. I think this one's definitely better than Mikey versus Elvis, though. Um, okay, so we got Darth Vader versus Hitler. Um, super one-sided. Darth Vader killed it and sliced Vader at the end, and I think that's what I didn't like the most about it. It's definitely a B tier battle. I didn't plan on putting all the. Thanks so much for the follow, Emily. I didn't plan on putting all of the Vader's in battle in the same one, but it here it is. Here it is. And I think the fired up part was really cool, but I don't think it was anything too special. Okay, so let's keep it going. Capone versus Blackbeard. Capone versus Blackbeard I thought was really good. The visuals were really good. Really good, and the writing wise, um, I liked it, and I thought the Assassin's Creed thing was all right. It had some references in there, and I thought was all right. But I think I'm gonna put it in B tier. I liked it, and I think it's a better battle, but it wasn't anything special. And all of these, I think all of these in B tier have something special about them that I really liked, and these ones are just there. And I think I like it. I like it enough to put it in the upper echelon of C. And okay, and next we have a super one-sided battle. I gotta move you guys. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to edit. How do I make this a little? I'm gonna have to change this up a little bit. You guys are because I'm gonna have to bring depending on how big tier list goes. We already know who's in the F. What's up, Char? You like my shirt? I appreciate it. Okay, so we have Miley Cyrus. We have this one of the most one-sided battles here for sure versus Joan of Arc. I really liked how dirty Joan of Arc played it. I feel like Miley said a whole lot of nothing. Super one-sided. Miley definitely got murdered. But I think Joan of Arc did very well. but I don't think she carried enough to put it in these, and there was nothing too special about it. I Yeah, I agree. There was a whole lot Miley could say. I think I'm gonna put it right here. I think it's a good spot for it, above Capone, because I think the punches were better when it came to Jonah Arc, but it wasn't anything too crazy. Okay, now we have Picasso versus Bob Ross, which has one of the weirdest bars in history, or one of the weirdest verses in history, which is Picasso just saying his entire name in a verse, which I think honestly, some people like that. I honestly really disliked it. I thought it was ridiculous, and I thought that actually hurt him. I thought Bob Ross is really cool, and I really like the slow paced tempo he took, like as if he was actually like painting a verse. But overall, like this battle was nothing too crazy. It had uh it had all right writing. The whole one Pablo taking up one whole verse, I just didn't really care for too much. Bob Ross did great though, so I'm gonna put it in B tier just because it's just a good quality battle, but nothing too crazy. Okay, Muhammad Ali versus Michael Jordan. I know a lot of sports people don't really care for this battle, but I actually really like this battle. I don't think it's A plus. Ooh, actually, it may be A plus. This had some really good punches, actually. It's definitely high A, low A plus. Just had really good lines. Actually, I'm gonna put an A plus. I think A plus is a solid place for it. Key and Peele are just so cool together. And I can the drinking line. They talked about the family. They talked about avoiding the war. Like they did stuff. I watched both sports and never cared for. I actually thought it was a really good battle. It had some good lines in there. So I Martin Luther King in my opinion is a better battle. But Key and Peele come together again. Okay, now Donald Trump versus Scrooge, D tier for sure. I did not care for this battle in any stretch of the imagination. I'm gonna put it D tier. I know you guys can't see, or you guys can barely see it. I'm putting in D tier. I'll blow up the list at the end. Um, Honestly, it may go in F depending on how F goes. We may dump some more to F, but it's the lowest in D tier right now. Okay, as you can see, if I scroll down a little bit more, you can see it's right here. Um, okay, so here we go. Look at who we got right here. We got the TV show battle, Breaking Bad versus The Walking Dead. I didn't honestly, I didn't really Walter White, Rick Grimes. I didn't really care for this battle too much. Um, I thought it was cool as someone who's watched both TV shows, but I didn't really care for it all that much. I thought the video aesthetic was really cool, but and I thought there was so much more they could have done, but they didn't do too much with it, and I think that was a kind of sad part about it. As someone, I was a big Walking Dead fan at that point too, and I don't know if ERB just didn't watch the battles, so they didn't, or watch the show, so they didn't know too much about it, because they just did a lot of scratch at the surface lines, and I think that kind of sucks. Oh, throw a pizza! I like to throw a pizza on the roof. I thought that was hilarious, but we're gonna put it in high C. We may move to B later. Okay, Goku versus Superman. If we're gonna be real, I did not like this battle. It had one of the most savage bars ever, but I honestly did not care for this battle myself. Um, I know it's some people's favorites. For me, I thought it was pretty mediocre. It had like two good lines in the entire thing. One of the best lines ever in ERB though, but really, and yeah, it was really short. So I'm gonna put it in B tier. And I think I'm gonna put it in low B tier just because it doesn't have as much substance. And I think that's really hard for ERB. There's like 18 million gazillion Superman movies, and fucking Dragon Ball Z goes on for a lifetime. So they can't really get it all. I agree it has one of the most savage lines, but one hard line cannot move it that high. Like, and because it's comparable to uh Cleopatra battle that has one of the most savage lines, but it has a lot more substance, and they're just about the same length. So it just doesn't compare to that, in my opinion. While Yeah, I think this is good. Actually, I'm gonna put it above the Pablo battle versus Ross. Okay, this battle right here, Stephen King versus Watsky as Edgar Allan Poe. One of my favorite battles as someone who studied literature in college. Um, I actually really like this battle. Watsky did his thing, and I think what made it even cool afterwards is Stephen Hawking coming out and literally saying that literally saying that he thinks he lost to Edgar Allan Poe. And Watsky's flow I thought was really cool, and how he used the literature in his flow, and how he did the rhythms like it would be. I think it's high A tier. We may actually move it to A plus. I definitely think it's better than I don't know if it's better than Nikolai Tesla versus Edison, but I definitely think it's better than Hawking versus Einstein. Okay, here we go. We got another battle with one of the goats of all time. Um, we got Bill Nye versus the homie. Someone, one of the most OGs on here. Is it A plus though? And it has appearance from Neil deGrasse Tyson. Sorry, not Titan. Um, man, this was a really good battle for sure. Man, I don't know what to do with this. I really like this battle. I think I'll put it in A plus. I think A plus is a solid place for it. Newton, how he brought the laws of all the laws into it. But the only reason why I don't like it as much is because Bill Nye got slaughtered. Bill Nye, you cannot lie. Bill Nye got slaughtered, and you know how much I don't like one-sided battles. I thought Tyson came in even morally even or more even the odds, but Bill Nye got slaughtered in this battle. I think we can all agree he was useless, and that's what. And you got. I think I'm gonna put it in lower A actually. There's only so much Weird Al can do, so I'm gonna put it here, because if we're thinking, you know, Al had such a good verse, and so did Watsky have such a good verse, but Stephen Hawking supplied a lot more, while Bill Nye supplied honestly absolutely nothing that someone else had to come and just scratch the surface with. So I think this is a fair place with it. Okay, we have Wallace versus Washington. Honestly, a solid battle. Had some good lines. I definitely think it's the top of B tier. I really like the George Washington flow when it came to slit his throat. Now you got a Redco. I thought that was really good. I thought it was a good battle, but I didn't think it was. I don't think it's on the level of A tier. I just think it's really good. It's quality. It's definitely quality. Okay, so we have the Turtles versus their real life configurations for you. I actually really did not like this battle. I think ERB did. I'm putting in A plus tier as we just explain it, because it's not going to go A plus. It's actually going to go much lower. I think the problem ERB had with this battle is they had too many people in the battle at once, and they didn't know what to do. This battle had a lot of potential, but I feel like they really screwed it up, in my opinion. There was too much going on, and it was too short for how well it or how many people were there. So they barely got to say anything, and they didn't even do a whole lot. So I'm actually gonna put it in C tier. I don't even think. I know this is some people's favorite battles, but I don't even think its length was that like, yeah, like it need to be longer. For how many people it had. I'm okay with a longer battle. They had like no substance. So I'm gonna put it with Right Bros, honestly. Honestly, no. I'm gonna put it I'm gonna put it right by Capone. Okay. So we have the Ghostbusters versus Mythbusters. Is this actual order of release, or I thought season one battle for sure? There may be a little mix up because I moved them around a little bit, but most of them are in order. Um, so Mythbusters versus Ghostbusters. I thought this battle was all right. I really like the visuals at the end. A visually very good battle, and this is one where it had a ton of people in and still was solid. But it wasn't anything too crazy in my opinion. I did like the biggie or the big reference. I appreciate that. I'm gonna put it in low B. Okay. Now we have Romeo versus Juliet, or Romeo and Juliet versus Bonnie and Clyde. I actually, Bonnie and Clyde were all right. Romeo did absolutely nothing, and Juliet carried on Grace Hellpig, I believe that's her name. Carried this battle. Um, and I think a carry, in my opinion, and it had one of the weirdest endings of all time. Um, where when Bonnie and Clyde just getting shot. I know it's reminiscent to how they were killed. I just thought it was really weird. So I'm gonna put it in lower B. Um, just because Juliet did so well, and visually this was just it was an okay battle. Um, okay, so now we got Thor versus Zeus, the first Lego battle. I thought this battle was really good. I know a lot of people don't give their Lego battles a shot, because I personally didn't give the Lego battles a shot, in my opinion. But I think it was a really good battle. I thought it was pretty good. There was not, it had just really good lines. Nothing that really puts it in A plus tier, but a good battle nonetheless. Okay, next we have Hannibal Lecter versus Jack the Ripper. I think this is kind of one-sided. I really like Dan Bull's flow, Dan Bull as Jack the Ripper, but I think Hannibal Lecter kind of destroyed Jack the Ripper. So I personally don't think this is an S plus battle. I actually think it's an A battle, because I don't. I know some of you guys aren't gonna like this, but I thought it was really cool. But I don't think it was. I think it was too one-sided for it to be an S plus or an S battle. I think it's like A. I think it's more along the lines of A. Just really solid performances all around. Dan Bull's flow was good, and I really liked how Hannibal Lecter played it, but nothing too crazy. I think these A plus battles have to have everything on point. I don't, and nothing lacking. They have to have the most and really just insane disses. I think they also had good disses and good flow, but nothing insane on it. And S plus, I think everything has to be perfect. Um, it's not gonna be S. Nope. I decided. You guys, okay. Yeah, and I get everyone's gonna have their favorite battles and disagree. Okay, so now we have Oprah Winfrey versus Ellen DeGeneres. I actually really don't like this battle. I think this is a solid D battle. Um, and I think this battle would be amazing if they did it now with everything that's come out on Ellen. I just think this is a meh battle. It was just a place filler. Um, the director battle. Ooh, I actually really like the director battle. Um, the director battle was amazing. Had some of the best flows. I like how Steven Spielberg mentioned his like for everything. I think this is an A plus battle, but would I put it maybe even S? I'm gonna put it in the high A plus. I may put it in S later. I think these two are gonna stay A plus. I could see this one in S. I could see this one in S. And if we have more room for S, this one will go in S for sure. I think I'm gonna limit S to 5. That's why. So later on we can go. We can move it forward. I'm not saying this isn't S. I'm just gonna we'll put an S for now. We may change it later. How about that? Okay, so next we have Lewis and Clark. I didn't really care for the Lewis and Clark battle. In my opinion, Rhett and Link are solid, but honestly, this battle was very forgettable. I didn't even, when someone told me this battle I didn't even think it existed. To be honest, I didn't think it was even a real battle. Okay, and now we got David Copperfield versus Houdini. I think this is, nothing was too crazy here. The visuals were really cool. I really liked how flamboyant Pete was, or so what do I put it here? I'm gonna put it in C. I'm gonna put it lower C though. I actually really didn't care for this battle that much. So Terminator versus RoboCop. This was an alright battle. Nothing too special about it. The visuals were really cool. And I think that's what made it the most. Was the visuals. This was probably one of the best visual ones at this point. But I don't think anything stupidly said cool, or there wasn't anything too insane here. And I think that's what this falls short here. Nothing was too insane said. Um, okay, next we have, okay, the East versus Western philosophers. One of my favorite battles. This one's definitely going an A plus or S in my opinion. The only reason why I'm gonna put an A plus for now is I really did not like the beatboxing section. That section kind of took away from the battle for me. I know they had someone there who's really good at it to come in and do the beatboxing, but honestly, that took away from the battle for me. It's like we're having a rap battle here, and then you just start beatboxing in my face. Like, what, what was the point of that? And I think the beatboxing honestly killed the flow. Um, and it wasn't the same after the beatboxing, and that's why I didn't. The beatboxing is your favorite part. I get that. If it's your favorite part, that's cool. For me, it was my least favorite part. And it, honestly, the battle was full of substance, but the beatboxing honestly killed it for me. Um, okay, Caesar versus Shaka Zulu. I thought this battle was alright. I really like the battle references and how them explaining the tactics, and I thought that was really cool and reminiscent to how they would actually fight. Um, so I think, but nothing was too memorable. Like you see these battles up here, they all have something you heavily remember about them, or something really insane. This battle didn't really have anything too insane to remember about it. It was just good. It was just a good battle, a really good battle. Um, so I'm gonna put it in B tier. Okay, and next we have Henson versus Stan Lee. I thought this with the visit of Disney and kind of ERB send off to Disney. I thought this battle was actually really good. Disney Zach coming in at the end as Disney, I think really was really cool with it and really brought it together, and it got really dark, and I thought that was so cool when Disney coming in, supposed to being like the fun, Disney's all known for being fun and joyful, and they came in and it was so dark and kind of sucked the mood, and I thought it was really really cool. I'm gonna put it an A. Honestly, all of these A besides these two and Jack the Ripper, honestly, these three are just the best. All of these are just good, are really good. So, um, Boba Fett versus Deadpool. Honestly, I did not like this battle. This is one of the ones that so many people told me to check out. I just did not care for it that much. I thought it was meh. It's a good battle, but definitely I thought it was very overhyped. I thought Boba Fett is cool, but and Deadpool was cool breaking the fourth wall, but it was just overall it was just okay. Um, ooh, okay. So we have the Riders battle. I actually really liked this battle. I thought it was very one-sided though, which is what makes it worse for me. Um, and I would put it in A tier, but how one-sided it is brings it to B tier for me. Um, it was one of the first ERB reactions I did coming back. Tolkien murdered Martin so hardly. It was so bad. It was ridiculous. But the visuals were there, and it was just a really good battle. If it wasn't as one-sided, it'd definitely be A tier. But I'm gonna put it in high B, just because I love Tolkien's verse so much. But if you would put it lower, I get it. If you put it higher, I get it. Okay. So we have the Gordon Ramsay versus Julia Child. Um, this was not too, this was pretty even. I didn't think it was anything too crazy. I actually learned a lot researching this battle. I did not know Julia Child helped research how to get sharks not blown up by landmines or not like sea mines. I did not know that, and looking in this battle, that was really cool. Um, uh, I guess I'll put in. I don't know, man. What like a battle? It's just I don't think anything puts it like it's high. It's high B for me. Nothing makes it really stand out to A tier. And yeah, nothing makes it stand out. It's high B tier in my opinion. Nothing makes it puts it on those level to those top A tier battles. Okay, Frederick Douglass. The Frederick Douglass battle was it was it was super one-sided. I really like the aggressiveness of Douglass in this verse, but Jefferson was so one-sided as well. And he didn't really say much. He kind of just took it like a bitch. But Douglass was really strong in it. This is definitely lower B, high C. Where do I put it? I think I'm gonna put it low C, just because there was so much that could have done. C, Douglass got it to C, and I think that's the point. Okay, Austin Powers versus James Bond. Definitely higher up on the battles with the appearance of the older Bonds. Is it it's high A for sure. Is it A plus? No. Not in my opinion. But it's a really strong A, like a super strong A. I think it's a great battle, and looking back on it is great. It has good lines, but like I think all of these battles here have something stupid special about them and contain all substance, like all of its substance. While these ones here have a couple fillers in here every there. Okay, and honestly, okay, so next we have the Hulk versus you know, people really dislike this battle. Jenner versus the Hulk. I actually really like this battle. I thought people gave it too much shit. I get it. It was super one-sided. I think Hulk murdered her. Jenner got murdered. My friend's calling me. I think Jenner got murdered. But I actually really like this battle more than people give it credit for. Juliet's calling me and I'm recording a damn video. I'm gonna put it in B. I don't think it was a bad battle. I don't think it would go below C. I know it got a lot of shit, but I don't think it honestly deserves near as much shit. I know everyone got mad because Jenner had such a long verse compared to Banner, but you guys got to keep in mind, Banner is the Hulk. The Hulk, it doesn't talk. The Hulk, it smashes. You know, of course, Jenner is going to get a bit longer verse. Hulk doesn't talk, so to me, it just made sense more. I honestly put higher B. I think it's higher B for me. It's about as one-sided as this battle here, so I think it's a solid spot for it. Okay, okay, the Russian battle. Definitely a really strong battle. One of the best flows ever, for sure. Ivan was a great enemy, for sure. Alexander definitely did his thing. Man, where do I put? It's definitely, man, this is hard. This is a hard one. I'm not gonna put it in S tier because I think I know what I'm gonna put in S tier. It's definitely A tier, high A tier, because I liked it. I like it way more than the Eastern versus Western. Okay, we got Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton. Man, we're getting to some good battles. In my opinion, this is my favorite presidential battle. Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton is my favorite presidential battle. The visuals were amazing. The bars were there. This is A plus or A. Man, I don't know where to put it though. I know a lot of people are may have their opinions, but looking at it at a non-biased perspective, their bars and punches were great. The visuals were there. It's my favorite political battle, for sure. I think A plus, low A plus, high A is a good place for it. Okay. And next we got Ash Ketchum versus Darwin. I thought this battle was good. A lot of people would say it's one-sided. I thought, as someone who's a Pokemon guy, it's cool. I don't think anything. I think it's high A, low B, or low A, high B. Because honestly, nothing makes it too special. It's one of my favorite ones as a Pokemon kid. But looking back at it, like it was just a solid battle. Nothing puts it in A to me. And it's kind of one-sided. Even though I think Ash won, I thought Ash was good when I first watched it. I don't know if I think that now. I just think it's good. I think it's a good battle. I think the visuals were good for it, so I'm gonna put it in a high B. I could see it in people's A. Um, okay, Wonder Woman versus. And by the way, when I keep doing these tier lists or doing this one, I'm putting them in A, or I'm putting in A tier just so we can talk about it while looking at it. That's not the final place for it. So I Superwoman as Wonder Woman versus T-Pain as why can't Stevie Wonder. I actually really like this battle. Musically, I thought this battle was really cool. I thought both punches were there. Um there there was a lot. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot going on, but I thought it worked out pretty well. And I think the hitting here was really good. It was the only one I haven't watched. Definitely one I'd recommend watching. I think I put it in this right in the same category as it was with Ash and Darwin. It was good. It wasn't as one-sided, which is why I'm putting it higher. Um, but it was just good, and I loved T-Pain. I think did his shit, and I really liked it. Um, okay, Wayne Gretzky versus Tony Hawk. I honestly did not like this battle. My opinion, I know this is some people's favorite battle. I did not like it. I thought this battle lacked a lot of substance. Um, and I think Zach was good and Zach did great, but honestly, it's a very forgettable battle. The visuals carried this battle in my opinion. Visually, Tony Hawk's Underground verse looks so cool. Um, but overall the substance wasn't there. It's in really low B or high C for me because I think I'm gonna put it in high C. I think high C is a good space for it. It's gonna be Zach's lowest battle for sure. But okay, Theodore Roosevelt versus Theodore Roosevelt versus Winston Churchill. One of my favorite battles of all time. This is the battle that got me to like ERB. This is my favorite battle my second favorite battle of all time. This is such a cool battle. The history, as someone who's a history buff, I love seeing this battle. Um, this is I'm maybe biased. I'm putting an S tier. I think it's an S tier battle for me. I I think I don't think it's the best battle, but it's my favorite. One of my favorites. I I think the directors are better, and I think and yeah, I think I really like the epic beat, and I think Rasputin's better. But it's definitely a really really good battle. Okay, so we have Epic Lloyd versus Nice Peter again. Just a good battle. It was nothing too crazy. I like how they brought in the characters. It was better than the first one for sure. But so I'm gonna put it in low B. Nothing too special. Kind of forgettable to be honest. And I really wish I could give them more to it. Um, and I thought it was goofy, and they deserve it, man. I know a lot of people are there for their characters that they bring in, but yeah, it's just good. So we have Dr. Facebook himself, the Lizard Man, versus Elon Musk. So we have Mark Zuckerberg versus Elon Musk. Goofy battle, hella goofy battle. Um, eh, Visually insane. I loved how they portrayed Zuckerberg. Substance wise, it was alright. There was some good lines. There was definitely some filler in there. Not stupid one sided, but just a good battle. Definitely a man. It's high B, low A. I'm gonna put it in low A, but I could definitely see it in high B later. Just a good battle. Okay, Wolverine versus Freddy Krueger. Super one-sided in my opinion. Um, the one of Wolverine's verses when he gets out his claws and wakes up, he just put the nail in the coffin for Freddy. I'm gonna put this, man. I don't think this is A plus. I think this is low A, high B as well. I think it had one of the most. I think it was too one-sided for me to be in A. One-sided battles to me are very hard to get them in A. Like it's really really hard to get in A. It has to be like perfect. Other than that, so I'm gonna put it in high B. Guy Fawkes versus Che Guevara. Honestly, I think a pretty underrated battle. Um, I thought it was kind of goofy, and I really liked Che Guevara's verse and how like saucy he was with it. Um, this is definitely this is high B, low A, or low A, high B. Sorry, I think I'm gonna put it right next to I think I'm gonna put it high B, high B. I don't think it fits in here. It's just good. It's just a good battle. I'm gonna put this here too. I think all of these battles fit right in the same realm. While all of these, like I said, the ones in A have something super special about them that really make it pop compared to the other ones. These are just really really good battles. Um. Okay, next we have Ronald McDonald versus Burger King. Honestly, an alright battle, nothing too crazy. I don't think it was too great. Had some good lines. Had the Wendy's come in. I thought that was cool. But it's low B. I'd probably put it right next to below Terminator for sure. Below Terminator. George Carlin versus or the comedian battle. I thought was a really good battle. Definitely high A for sure. I could see it in A plus. I may actually do I put in A plus? The guest appearance at the end was one of the coolest things ever. Man, where do I put this? I think A plus. I think A plus is a good place for it. I actually think A plus is a really good place for it. Lower A plus. This one definitely took home because of the end. Rivers verse was good. It was definitely was good, and the ending was amazing. We all knew when I and you could see my reaction when I saw the genie lamp who was coming out of it. Like that was just amazing. R.I.P. Um, so we got Crocodile King, Crocodile King, Scorpion King. What's this? Steve Irwin, Crocodile Hunter. I like this battle, but I don't. I think it's just up here. I think it's right next to these ones. Um, yeah. And there's nothing too crazy to be said. It was good visually. Had some solid verses in it. The betrayal of the Crocodile Hunter was hilarious. And like how he constantly made show references with him. Hey, come look at this right here. I thought it was hilarious. It was just one of my favorite goofy battles. Um, Now we have Sigmund Freud versus Mother Teresa. I really like I know a lot of people think Teresa won. I love Sigmund Freud's verse. I loved his flow with it. This is a really really good battle. I love like the visuals aren't anything crazy, but I love the background for it, especially Sigmund Freud's background, the color scheme of it. I really like this battle. I think it's kind of underrated in my opinion. I appreciated it a lot more later on, but I could definitely see it being in B. I'm gonna put it in. The thing is, what puts it in A? What like I'm saying, it has to have something really special that puts in A. It doesn't have anything stupidly special that puts it in A. And I think that's the criteria to go in A. It has to have something really special about it. And it just didn't have that. I thought it was a great battle. One of the best B tier. It's definitely going to be the best B tier. Dracula versus Vlad the Impaler. Super one-sided. Dracula got absolutely destroyed. Had one good line the entire time. I love Vlad's scheme with the shack scheme. I thought it was great, but stupidly one-sided. I'm gonna put it where the one-sided battles lay. I think it was better than this one. Joker versus Pennywise. Joker versus Pennywise is hands down my favorite ERB of all time. So I'm putting it here. It's my favorite ERB of all time. It's easily S tier, has some of the greatest references and visuals of all time. Actually, I'm gonna put it at the best battle. I think, in my opinion, it is the best battle of all time to ever had. There really wasn't any filler, and I think it was full substance. The visuals were all there. And yeah, okay. So next we have 3 other battles that aren't on the tier list that I added, and we'll do them in order, I guess. So we have Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. I thought it was a really good battle. Nothing. It was just a good battle. Not my favorite political battle for sure, but it was good. I'm gonna put this one in A. It had bars, 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 bars. But it was just, at the end of the day, it was good. It was just really good. I can't move it within the A tier itself because it's not on the tier list, as you can see. Like, I had to edit this in myself. I definitely put it on the higher end of A. Okay, next we have Luke Skywalker versus Harry Potter. One of the best battles. Thanos versus Oppenheimer. Oh wait, it's not here. Man, this one, honestly, if I were to do this, I'd probably move this down here and then put this here. Since I said there's going to be 5, I think this was one of the best one of the better battles they've done. I thought it was really good. The Legos really brought it together. I thought it was really good. It's definitely, yeah, I think that's a good spot for it. There were so many bars within it, and Boy and the Band did great. I think it was a really, really good battle. And I think later on, and I'm looking at it from, it's one of the newer battles, so I'm trying to not look at it because it's more ingrained in my mind. I just think it was really good substance-wise. Ragnar versus Lionheart, honestly, I know a lot of people like it. I didn't really care for it all that much. I think it's B tier. I think it's high B tier. I know I can't really put it anywhere else because of, I don't really, I think it's higher B tier. Because of it's kind of forgettable. I can't remember a whole lot about it already. Like, that's how forgettable it is for me. And now we have Thanos versus Oppenheimer. I don't have it because I didn't know it wasn't here. I put it in B tier too. I think visually it was really cool how they did Oppenheimer's voice was super, super cool. And Thanos did have a couple lines. I'd put it in high B tier. It was just stupid one-sided. And you guys know how I feel about one-sided battles. I think it didn't have anything that special to pop it in that A slot. It was just good. But yeah, here's my tier list right here. What do you guys think? Do you guys hate me at all? Do you disagree? I appreciate all the people that came by the recording. For all the people watching on YouTube, I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on YouTube next time. Drop a sub if you're new here.